All right, this is homework practice 7-5. So we're continuing to do two-step problems. So the students are going to be experts on this by the time we are all done. Okay, Danny picked some red flowers. How many red flowers? We don't know. Some. It's a question mark. And 9 pink flowers for a total of 21 flowers. Okay? So let's first of all go ahead and figure out how many red flowers that Danny picked, because we don't know. We have a total of 21 flowers and 9 pink flowers. So this will give us the answer of how many red flowers there are. So 21 total flowers minus what we know, the 9 pink flowers, lets us know how many red flowers are left. 1 minus 9 is not going to work. We're going to have to regroup. 11 minus 9 is 2. And we regrouped because we took a group of 10 over here. So 1 minus nothing, we just bring it straight down, is 12. Okay. Now, the second part of the question is, then Danny gave Will 5 red flowers. How many red flowers does Danny have left? Well, we know that Danny has 12 flowers. And then she gave 5 away to Will. Giving away means subtracting. 12 minus 5 is 7. So we know that's 7 red flowers. Again, the students can use a number line. They can count backwards, whichever way they would like to use for their strategy. Works out well for that one. Okay, let's take a look at this one here on the back. So let's go ahead and go over to number 2. So at the top, we see that Mr. and Mrs. Morley picked their crops, and this lets us know how much of each type of fruit or vegetable they picked. So it says Mr. Morley takes the apples and peaches to his fruit stand. Okay, he takes 58 pieces of fruit in all. So our total's 58 pieces of fruit, and he does peaches and apples. So for the apples, if we look up here, we don't know how many apples he took, but we do know that he took 23 peaches. Okay, is what he's got. How many apples are out the fruit stand now? So what we need to do, first of all, is figure out how many pieces, we need to figure out our total number first before we can figure out how many he sells. So we need to figure this out first. So we know 58 minus 23. 8 minus 3 is 5. 5 minus 2 is 3. So we know here there are 35 apples and 23 peaches. Now he sells 13 apples. So we've got 35 apples and he sells 13 of them. When you sell them, you give them away. So 5 minus 3 is 2. 3 minus 1 is also 2. So he has 22 apples left after he sold his 13 apples. Number 3 is our higher order thinking. Write and solve a two-step problem about the data in the chart above. You can do one very similar to number 2 if you'd like to. So again, this one's totally up to the students on how they want to do it. But I'm going to take the corn and the squash because they're right next to each other. So I could say Mr. Morley had 25 pieces of corn and 17 pieces of squash. He sells 10 squash. How many vegetables are left? Okay, so let's say he does 25 plus 17. So we want to do our total. Okay. 5 plus 7 is 12. Regroup that one. 3, 4. He's got 42 vegetables. Okay. And then I'll say he sells 10 squash. Sorry, it's hard to write up like this, how I'm positioned. He sells 10 squash. How many vegetables are left? So we know that he sold 10 squash, but our total is 42. So 42 minus 10 equals 32. It doesn't have to be too hard, just to get the idea for the students. Okay, number 4 is our vocabulary. Complete the bar diagram. Use 2 possible addends. Addends are the things that we add together to get a sum of 25. So any 2 numbers that the students want to do to add to 25 is great. I'm going to make it super easy. My first addend is going to be 20. My second addend is going to be 5. So 20 plus 5 equals 15. Again, this one is just focusing on vocabulary. Sum, addends, bar diagrams, so that they understand the terminology there. Okay, number 5 is our assessment. There are 21 students at the school picnic. Then 42 more students join them. We're getting more. So we know we're going to add. So let's go and do that one. 21 plus 42. 1 plus 2 is 3. 2 plus 4 is 6. Later, 30 students leave. Leave means they go away, so we're going to subtract those. 63 minus 30. 3 minus 0 is 3. 6 minus 3 is 3, so our answer is B, 33.